1837.
As you think about year-end contributions, we at Catholic Charities thank you for considering a donation. 100% of every donation goes directly to our charitable work. Every donation allows us to continue to offer programs and services that affirm, strengthen, and empower those we serve as they work toward becoming self-sufficient. We are financially independent from the Archdiocese of Chicago, and we are proud of our Platinum Guide Star rating as a nonprofit. For more than 100 years, Catholic Charities has been helping homeless, hungry, and troubled neighbors in Cook and Lake counties. We would be honored to have your support in our 2021 year-end appeal. Visit CatholicCharities.net to donate or call 312-948-6087. The number again is 312-948-6087. Thank you for being partners with us in the mission of Catholic Charities.
At Catholic Charities, we fight hunger in Chicago throughout the year. Our 6 regional offices in Cook and Lake counties work together to offer sit-down and to-go meals to anyone in need. We deliver meals to those who are homebound, and our 8 food pantries offer 3 to 4 days of food supplies based on household size. Participants in these programs have the opportunity to learn about other Catholic charity services that strengthen individuals, families, and their communities. The challenges for those dealing with food insecurity are especially great during the winter months. To learn how you can help those who are hungry in your neighborhood, visit CatholicCharities.net or call 312-655 312-655-7525. That's 312-655-7525. Thank you for your generosity.
Welcome back to Catholic Chicago on WNDZ 750 AM. Father Greg Sakowicz of Redford Cathedral. Our phone number 312-255-8408, 312-255-8408 on this rather not bad day here in Chicago, talking a high of 43. But folks, they're talking next Wednesday, 62 degrees in Chicago, which is unbelievable for literally mid-December. And our guest for the next 40 minutes, backed by popular demand, Dr. Mary Amore, Director of Mayslake Ministries, talks about the latest and newest developments at Mayslake Ministries. Mary, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Father Greg. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Oh, you always got that beautiful smile. And do you ever sleep, by the way, Mary?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm a professional napper, so I can lay down for 5 minutes and then I get up refreshed and ready to go.
And ready to hit the road again.
Uh-huh.
Well, I need to ask you, now Mayslake Ministries has been around for how many years?
30 years. This is our 30th year anniversary.
And
with COVID, it's hard for us to have a, in-person celebration. But we started in 1991. But before that, we were the St. Francis Retreat House, known now as the Peabody Mansion in Oak Brook. So we've really got long roots in the Catholic community back to 1920. So.
And you started Mayslake Ministry personally what year?
In 2007. So
maybe a little bit of your background is, it's interesting, I always find a position a person is doing, it just doesn't happen magically. So were you interested in spirituality and this type of ministry going back to high school or college? Where did it all kind of begin for you?
Father Greg, I was a cradle Catholic, and I never really, veered away from the church. But like most people, I went to Mass on Sunday, but that was it. I got married and had children, and I was very content being a stay-at-home mom. And at least for me, my story really started when I lost my parents like 30 years ago. They both died in 1 year. And it was tragic for me. And so, when that happens in someone's life, you either draw closer to God or, people kind of go away. And so, I drew closer to God. I was, that's all I had left. And through that experience, God began to work in me. And I found myself going to daily Mass with the kids. They were little, maybe like 2 and 6. So I would go to Mass every day because I felt close to my parents there. That was really where I could connect with them. And so I'm going to daily Mass every day. And things are starting to move in me, but I don't know, I'm just a Catholic wife and mom. What do I know? And so one of the parish priests came up to me and he said, I think you need a spiritual director. And I said, don't just priests and nuns do that? And he goes, no. He goes, it's for everybody. So I started going to spiritual direction with the pastor at my home parish. And through that conversations that we were having, he could understand that God was calling me to something a little deeper than just going to Mass. We began to explore my options, and I soon then began to go to Catholic Theological Union for my theological studies.
So it's very interesting, Mary, in your life that the death of mom and dad, ironically, how old were your mother and father when they died?
They were in their mid-70s.
They were very young.
Old. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Relatively
My mom
speaking.
died of lung cancer, and my dad died of heart failure.
Both in their 70s, within a year.
And I was their caretaker with infants, literally. So it was a monumental watershed year. And for those people that are listening, what I can say to them is that when you do go through this crisis, God is there with you. I never felt his presence more than when I was walking the cross every single day. And yet the glory of the resurrection came, when I was able to realize that my parents were with Jesus, which is where we all want to be. And so it's just that journey is difficult. But if you know that God is with you.
But it's interesting, along those lines, Mary, your pastor from the parish saw something within you didn't see within yourself and said, how about spiritual direction? Your response was, I thought it was only for priests and nuns, not even sure what spiritual direction was. But then the spiritual direction and that movement with him opened up a whole door. Okay, so then you go to CTU, and what happened after that?
Well, I was just going to go one class a quarter. And because I had kids at home, and I had really never driven, I live in Downers Grove, I had never driven east of Harlem. So I was really petrified to drive in the city. So I started doing that, and it took me 8 years to get my master's in word and worship. And then I was done. I said to my husband, I'm done. And he said to me, he goes, Mary, I don't think you're done. He said, God actually kind of like spoke to me when you walked across that stage to get your diploma. He said, I think he's got more work for you to do. Wow. So I ignored God's calling for 2 years. And then finally I said, okay. So I went back for my doctoral studies and liturgical studies. So my background, and then I finished that in 2 years.
Was that at CTU?
Yes, at CTU.
So you went from Downers Grove all the way to Hyde Park for all those years by car.
Yes.
With children.
Well, my kids were at home. And then, so there's another thing. When God calls someone in a marriage, he really calls them both. Yes, it overtly looked like I was the one that got called out of the kitchen into ministry, and it was. But at the same time, God was calling Joe into the kitchen so that he could cook for us, or we would have been eating McDonald's for 25 years. So, the bottom line is that the two are one. And Joe realized what his calling was. And now we call him Chef Joe because he's a phenomenal cook. And I just said, honey, what's for dinner tonight?
So it's phenomenal. The death of mom and dad triggered within you, of course, a deep grieving process, losing your mother, losing your father. You then connected with daily mass on a whole new level because you felt the presence of your parents during the liturgy at church during mass.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, a priest, his insight looking at you saying, spiritual direction, next thing you know, Catholic Theological Union, going then for a master's and a doctorate. And then, okay, now you've got the doctorate. You're still at home with the children, getting a little bit older. What happened then?
Okay, well, during my time that I was going to school, I was then working part-time at my parish as a liturgist. My new pastor realized that, I had these skills, and I loved doing it. So I literally would take what I learned at CTU and then put it into practice at Mass. So it was wonderful. But I knew once I got my doctoral degree that I had outgrown my role in the parish. But I didn't know what to do. So I thought, let me, maybe God is calling me to teach. So I applied at all these different Catholic colleges, and I never got so many letters of refusal. I was like, okay. So I said to God, what is it you want me to do? And he made me wait 2.5 years. And then one day I opened up the newspaper. It was the Catholic Explorer in the Diocese of Joliet. And there on the back page was a want ad that said, seeking executive spiritual director for Mayslake Ministries. And it literally just jumped off the page at me, Father. And the rest is history. And, I do have to tell you that the interview process had my parents' stamp all over it because I was, it came in November, which is mid-year contract for everybody, who works in the church. But I found it. I went for interviews. On December 4th, I was hired. December 4th is my parents' anniversary.
Wow.
On January 13th, I left my home parish to take the new job. And that was my mother's birthday.
Wow.
And I literally started on January 29th, which was the day God took my mom to heaven. So my parents were up in heaven, I think, helping me coordinate this new role in life.
We're going to go to break, Mary, but someone could say,
Okay.
oh, Mary, what a coincidence, December 4th, those 2 dates in January. What a coincidence. A coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. I love that definition. We're going to go to break here on Catholic Chicago, WNDZ, 750 AM. Father Greg Sakowicz, Dr. Mary Amore, 312-255-8408, or catch us on youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. Stay with us. We'll be back after these messages. And again, do not touch that dial.
As you think about year-end contributions, we at Catholic Charities thank you for considering a donation. 100% of every donation goes directly to our charitable work. Every donation allows us to continue to offer programs and services that affirm, strengthen, and empower those we serve as they work toward becoming self-sufficient. We are financially independent from the Archdiocese of Chicago, and we are proud of our Platinum Guide Star rating as a nonprofit. For more than 100 years, Catholic Charities has been helping homeless, hungry, and troubled neighbors in Cook and Lake counties. We would be honored to have your support in our 2021 year-end appeal. Visit CatholicCharities.net to donate or call 312-948-6087. The number again is 312-948-6087. Thank you for being partners with us in the mission of Catholic Charities.
I feel special. I feel great. I got good grades.
We've seen a huge surge in our kids now meeting or exceeding grade level. Come check us out. You may have never thought we were an option before.
Ancestry and genealogy are more important every day. People all over the world are wanting to learn more about their family heritage for personal and for health reasons. At Catholic Charities, we are hearing from adults who lived for a brief time at St. Vincent's Orphanage, the wonderful life-affirming agency that operated out of our headquarters for 91 years, serving thousands of women, children, and families until it closed in 1972. Our post-adoption services help adults who want to learn more about their experience at St. Vincent's. Our compassionate staff members provide whatever family background information they can offer, along with support and reunion services. To learn more, call 312-655-7093. That's 312-655-7093. The spirit of St. Vincent's lives on in the inspiring stories that continue to emerge today.
Welcome back to Catholic Chicago on WNDZ, 750 AM, 312-255-8408. Father Greg Sakowicz and Mark Teresi unable to join this morning. Our guest is Dr. Mary Amore, the director of Mayslake Ministries, and we'll be talking about the latest developments. And it's interesting, Mary, as you were talking, it reminded me of that John Lennon song line, "Life is what happened while I was making other plans." Life is what happened while I was making other plans. So it's amazing how the Spirit of the Lord working through you, through your husband, through your mom and dad who are home with God, and before you know it, you are the director of Mayslake Ministries, and along with that, you've been there for 15 years. What are some of the latest developments that are happening right now in your ministry?
Well, Father, it's just been a phenomenal year. Again, with COVID, we've done most of our programs, if not all, online. But while we were doing that, our affiliates that there are spiritual directors, all 45 of them, they're also very gifted people. So we put together a new book. We have a book that we published 4 years ago. It's called Every Day with Mary, which is a 365-day daily devotional to our Blessed Mother. What a wonderful way to start the day. But, it was the year of St. Joseph. So we said, well, let's do a daily devotional to St. Joseph. It's one of a kind. It's the first, that's out there, and it's a companion to Every Day with Mary. It's published by our Sunday Visitor. It's got 365 days of reflection. Each month carries a different quality of St. Joseph. And so people can, like one month might be, St. Joseph truth. So how did his life show truth? And so what makes this book so wonderful is the wealth of wisdom that's in there. I mean, the writers, the contributors who work for Mayslake range from the ages of 28 to 82. So they bring their experience into these little reflections. And anyone who's ever written knows the more concise it is, the harder it is to do. People can go on and on. But when you need to get your point in 300 words or less, it takes a lot of Holy Spirit work. So each reflection starts out with a scripture quote, and then a brief reflection. Then maybe a question for people to think about during the day about how can they find comfort or strength and wisdom from the life of St. Joseph. And then it ends with a one-line prayer. So it's really just a great book, and it's coming out December 15th. So it's going to make a great Christmas present for anybody who is looking for that special gift for that person of faith.
And Mary, how can they purchase a copy of this brand new book hitting the press on December 15th?
Yes, the easiest way to get it and to make sure you get it for Christmas is to go onto Amazon.com. They've got it. They will release it December 15th, and if you're a Prime member, you'll have it by that night or December 16th. You can also order them through our SundayVisitor.com, OSV.com. We have some, if you're in the area, by Mayslake Ministries, and we're located in Oak Brook Terrace, Illinois. We have some in the office as well. So it's just a wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
And the name of the book again is, the title of the book is?
Every Day with Joseph.
Okay, excellent. And it makes a tremendous Christmas gift for the loved ones in your family. And yes. How has COVID-19, and ironically, a year ago, March, we were hit with the pandemic. Everyone thought this would last 2, 3, 4 weeks. Here we are in December of 2021, so going on 21 months. And we've had better times, harder times, but now that Omicron is now appearing and the numbers are going back up again, thank God they say not as deadly, but nobody wants COVID-19 at all. So how has COVID-19 changed the work that you've been doing?
Father, like everybody, we've had to readjust, and again, that comes with believing in the Spirit. Yes, these are hard times, but the Spirit is guiding Mayslake Ministries. I'm just the vessel, and I'm happy to do that. But literally, we took our programs online, and it turned out to be actually a wonderful grace for us, because being located in the suburbs of Chicago for 30 years, we have primarily ministered to the people of the Archdiocese of Chicago and Diocese of Joliet, Diocese of Rockford, just because of proximity. But now, because we're using technology, we literally minister to people from coast to coast. And it's wonderful. So we have online programs. Our spiritual direction is online. We have pastoral counseling sessions online. And plus the fact that we've been able to, put together this book and everything. So what you're seeing on the screen now is something I'm really excited about. The USCCB has they're in the process of creating, I think it's a 3-year program on the Eucharist to rekindle people's relationship with the Eucharist. And so we've got this 6 weeks online program, Eucharistic program, starting for Lent. And we have wonderful guest speakers, and I'll be doing some myself. But we are plumbing the depths of this mystery of our faith from all angles possible. If there's people listening today that are struggling with belief in the Eucharist, and if you look at the poll numbers, those are large. I would encourage you to come to this online program, this online series.
And Mary, how do they sign up?
Okay, they can sign up online at Mayslake Ministries, mayslakeministries.org, or they can call our office, 630-852-9000.
That number one more time.
630-852-9000.
Mary, a question I have for you. Many people have said to me, oh, I'm not smart enough, I don't have enough time, I'm not worthy to get involved in spiritual programs or readings or talks. What is your response when someone says something like that in terms of, why me? What difference will it make? There's no way I could possibly keep up with the readings, or it'd be over my head. What is your response?
My response is the beautiful thing about Mayslake. First of all, none of us are worthy, but God calls us. And if we feel that God has called us and we answer and we respond, then we know that the Holy Spirit is with us. And when we struggle, we just need to call upon that gift of wisdom within us. But the beauty of Mayslake's programs is that they speak to people. They are not academic. They are not over people's heads. When people come to our programs for Sacred Presence to become a spiritual director, we interview them because we want them to understand that they've been called. And if God calls you to something, he will also equip you with the spiritual gifts and tools to accomplish what he needs you to do.
On that note, we're going to take a break right now because you give us great stuff here. Listening to Catholic Chicago and WNDZ, 750 AM, 312-255-8408, or go to youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. Father Greg Sakowicz, Dr. Mary Amore. Stay with us. We'll be back after these messages. And again, do not touch that dial.
Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Catholic Charities has continued to respond to the needs of people who come to us for assistance. More than 850,000 meals and food parcels have been offered to those who are struggling with food insecurity. Over 108,000 homelessness prevention hotline calls have been answered. Over 22,000 people have received mental health services, and $2 million in financial assistance has been provided to keep people housed. If you or someone you know needs assistance, email us at gethelp@catholiccharities.net. That's gethelp@catholiccharities.net. Or call 312-655-7700. That's 312-655-7700. Before, during, and after COVID-19, Catholic Charities is here for you.
Catholic Charities Veterans Employment Service.
We are at the Most Blessed Trinity Parish Food Pantry in Waukegan.
And here we care for people in need. There was definitely an uptick in the needs for services.
We doubled our volume after COVID hit, from servicing about 250 families a week to about 500 a week. We supplied bread, tortillas, vegetables, milk, cheese, butter, proteins, fish, chicken, eggs.
Well, the annual Catholic Appeal has been a tremendous help to us, especially over the past year and a half.
Without the annual Catholic Appeal, we might have to close our doors. Our parish is the largest one in the Archdiocese, but is very poor. We think about food and we think about nourishment, but we also nourish the soul, provide that connection to humanity.
The good works here are made possible through the Annual Catholic Appeal. Make your gift at annualcatholicappeal.com.
Catholic Charities Veterans Employment Services help veterans find and maintain employment through job readiness training, resume writing assistance, mock interviews, and job placement counseling. We work with a wide array of employers and community partners to help veterans reach their career goals. We owe a debt of gratitude to all of our veterans for the sacrifices they made to serve our nation. It is our privilege now to assist them. To learn more about Catholic Charities Veterans Employment Program in Cook County, call 773-808-2954. In Lake County, call 847-782-4219. You can also learn more at CatholicCharities.net. To all United States veterans, thank you for your service.
Welcome back to Catholic Chicago on WNDZ 750 AM. You can also catch us on youtube.com/CatholicChicago. And our guest is Dr. Mary Amore, Director of Mayslake Ministries. What programs and ministries are coming up as we begin 2022 in about 3 weeks, Mary?
It's hard to believe that New Year's is around the corner, Father. As we were discussing, our main program we've got putting together is that 6-week Lenten online series on the Eucharist. If I could just expound on it a little longer, we have Abbot Austin from the St. Procopius Abbey. He's going to be one of our guest presenters. And we also have Natalie Ryan. She is a young adult who works now in the diocese she's in Kentucky, and she's going to be speaking about Blessed Carlos, who has been named the Eucharistic Synod. I can't say saint, he's not a saint yet, but he's the example for young adults. And she's going to be talking about his love for the Eucharist. And then we have Brother Silas Henderson joining us from Tucson, Arizona. He's with the Salvatorians. And everyone is going to be speaking about the Eucharist in a different lens, a different format. I've got a program I'm offering even on adoration, the Blessed Sacrament, the fruits that we get from just sitting in the presence of Jesus. So again, I can't say it enough. If you're struggling, or if you just want to deepen your relationship with the Eucharist, I think this 6-week series will really help rekindle your love for Jesus in the Eucharist.
And again, what number? Go ahead.
I think once people really understand that it's Jesus, the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist, then they come. They come because they can't. They need to be with him. It's not just ritual songs and everything, but you are encountering the real presence of Christ each time you come to liturgy.
And to sign up for the 6 weeks, again, a web and phone number.
Our web address, yes, is MayslakeMinistries.org. And our office number is 630-852-9000.
Both once again.
Okay, MayslakeMinistries.org and 630-852-9000.
Now, does this 6 weeks, Mary, does it run daily? Is it once a week?
It's going to be, thank you for asking that. It's going to be Tuesday nights from 7 to 8:30. And it's $20 a session or $100 for all 6 weeks. So you actually get a free session if you sign up for the whole series. And we'll tape them so that those who sign up, if they can't make a particular night, because life happens, they'll be able to watch the video of the session. So
now, the fact that you have been the executive director for 15 years, What keeps you going in this ministry? Because sometimes people get tired of a position or a job, but every time you're on the radio, you seem to be more and more energized. So what is it within you, of course it's Spirit-led, that just energizes you to this degree?
Father, I think you hit it on the head. It's Spirit-led. Yes, I'm there. It's me, but I really am a very Spirit-filled person. And the one thing about Mayslake is I always say, we look outside the window and I see, what does someone need? How can we create a program to serve that need, a spiritual program? And then we do it. And so, we have the creative license to help people. We have the talented people to present these programs. And so there's, God's people are always in need. And so we're just here to help them on their journey until we all, join in heaven with Jesus. So
now, what other programs? I think I'm the same way with being the priest in the Archdiocese. I feel so blessed and privileged and honored to serve the people of God. And it energizes me because, like you're saying, it's not me, it's a Spirit through me. We are vessels, and when God is in charge, we're not. So now, what other programs and ministries do you have forthcoming in 2022? Will there be any speakers live, or is it going to continue to be live stream?
Well, no, we're hoping against hope that, by spring and summer we can do live. We actually have Father Ronald Rolheiser coming back next fall. He's coming back the first Saturday in November. I don't know what that date is, but we're planning on that being live. And
now, he spoke, was it a month or two ago here in Chicago?
Yes, just right. He usually comes every November to Mayslake Ministries because he's just like, it's like sitting in the presence of the Master, and he's so wonderful, and and he really loves what we do, and so he's very happy to join us once a year. So he'll be here in November. Hopefully that will be in person, and we'll have it at our offices at Mayslake Ministries, because we're on the parish campus of Ascension Parish in Oakbrook Terrace.
So when you hold something live, what is the capacity for a speaker?
Well, in this place we have 200. It'll hold 220, but we can go larger because we can always hold it in the church. That's the nice thing about having our offices on a parish campus. Before that, we would have to, we held them at a hotel or something. So, but it's nice to have a parish campus. We haven't been able to use it with COVID, but God is good, and I know that if we persevere, we will see the fruits of our labors.
And one last question in the last 2 minutes. Define spiritual direction. Do that in 2 minutes.
Okay. Spiritual direction is not counseling. Spiritual direction is not someone telling you what you should do. Do this, do this, do this. Go home and read this book, and then come back and report. Spiritual direction is when you sit with a spiritual director, you tell them your story, where you are right now, and they help you find God right now in this very moment. Whether you are going through a sad and tragic time, whether you are filled with anxiety because of what's going on, the upcoming holidays, you're grieving, whatever it is, a spiritual director can help you find the presence of God in what you're going through. And once you do that, once you make that aha moment that, hey, I'm not alone, God is with me, then it just helps everybody. It doesn't make life easier because life is life, but it helps you understand that you're not alone, that God is always with you. And that is just the best thing that can happen to you on your spiritual journey.
And that is a great way of defining what a spiritual director is or is not. And I find, Mary, this time of year, people talk, 'tis the season to be jolly, season of Advent, moving toward Christmas. But I know so many people who are hurting, grieving, bitter, angry. They lost a mother, lost a father, a lousy marriage, just struggling. And now they're feeling guilty because they're not happy, because 'tis the season to be jolly and happy. But always follow your heart, and you're supposed to be exactly where you are. And I can tell someone how to think, but you can never tell someone how to feel. because that's how you feel from within, and feelings are different than thinking. We want to say thank you very much to Dr. Mary Amore, the director of Mayslake Ministries, for joining us. Mary, you are a gift to the people of God, and so thank you very much for all that you do, and continued Advent blessings and Christmas joy and health and peace in 2022, which is right around the corner. So God bless you, Mary. Also, special thank you to our producer engineers, Michael May and Javi Garcia, for the great work they have done. To our listeners, may God bless all of you. Continued Advent blessings. Take one day at a time, and God is with us. God bless.
Join us every Monday through Friday at this time for Catholic Chicago. You can stream our programs live or listen to past programs by visiting our website, archchicago.org, and clicking on Radio TV. And please connect with Catholic Chicago on social media.